Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is October 4th, 2023. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. I'm Lance Brock, and it is time to talk about tonight's AEW Dynamite, featuring all the fallout from this past Sunday's AEW Wrestle Dream pay-per-view. 7 p.m. Eastern, live on TBS, and Dynamite will be live tonight at the Stockton Arena in Stockton, California, and it's the 4-year anniversary of Dynamite. It definitely doesn't seem like it's been quite that long since Dynamite has started. I remember being very excited for the first episode. I don't believe I was doing 360 Wrestling Fanatic at the time. It was one of the times where I took a little break for a little while, so I didn't start recapping Dynamite on there just yet, quite from the beginning. But I was definitely watching at the time. I remember because they even had these kind of like a countdown show to Dynamite almost. And they showed it not just on TNT, which Dynamite would be airing on, but I think they showed it on TBS and True TV, I believe. I remember watching it on there at the time. And tonight on Dynamite, we will hear from the newest member of the AEW roster, the Rated R superstar, Adam Copeland. After debuting last Sunday night at Wrestle Dream, Adam Copeland is officially part of AEW. I'm sure he will discuss what happened on Sunday with his former partner, brother Christian Cage, coming to the save to Sting and Darby Allin. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Christian Cage, the AEW TNT champion, maybe interrupt him, come out while he is speaking in the ring. And next week, not to get too ahead of myself, but next Tuesday will be a special Tuesday episode of Dynamite, Title Tuesday, which is where Adam Copeland will make his in-ring debut in AEW, taking on Luchasaurus. But before next week, Title Tuesday, Adam Copeland will also be appearing on Collision this Saturday night on TNT. We will also see, or at least we are scheduled to see anyway, Rey Fenix, one half of the Lucha Brothers, defend the AEW International Championship against Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks. And the reason I said we are scheduled to see it, because if you remember last Sunday night at Wrestle Dream, during the 4-way number 1 contenders tag team match, Rey Fenix was taken out of the match. Looked like he was injured at one point. and haven't really heard too much about the status of Rey Fenix just yet, so not sure if he is able to, if he's cleared to compete tonight on Dynamite or not. But if he is, he will be defending the International Championship against Nick Jackson. Also, it sounds like Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega will be teaming up again to take on the Don Callis family, Sammy Guevara and Konosuke Takeshita tonight, after losing the trios match to the Don Callis family last Sunday night at Wrestle Dream, along with Kota Ibushi. Definitely hoping to get the W tonight against Guevara and Takeshita. But you know that Don Callis is going to be there at ringside and will probably be getting involved as well. That is all that is scheduled to be taking place tonight on AEW Dynamite on TBS, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I will definitely try to be on for a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic tonight to talk about all the events and happenings from tonight's episode of Dynamite. Just a reminder, I usually mention this at the beginning, but I forgot. There is a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic now available here at Spreaker or wherever else you listen to 360 Wrestling podcasts at, talking about last night's episode of WWE NXT, which, like I said, it's not every week where I do a new episode on a Tuesday night talking about NXT, but I did do a new episode last night, so if you can, check that out and give it a listen. And tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern is episode 9 of 360 Anything Goes. This week I'm talking about Chucky, the series, which I am a fan of. I have watched the first 2 seasons, and season 3 actually starts tonight. Unfortunately, it's on Wednesdays again this season. I believe 9 p.m. Eastern on both USA and Sci-Fi, so of course I will be recording using my Sling DVR, since it will be on during the same time as AEW Dynamite, and anybody that knows me knows that pro wrestling always comes first. But I will definitely be watching the new episode of Chucky after I watch Dynamite. And I definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't seen the series yet. If you're a fan of the Chucky Child's Play movies, or even if you're not a fan of the movies, the show is a little different. So maybe, like I said, don't mean to spoil it, but since it hasn't aired yet, but on Anything Goes, here's a little sneak peek. Like I said, I wouldn't say I'm really a big fan of the movies. I have seen some of them. Of course, the first original Child's Play, and then I saw The Bride of Chucky and The Seed of Chucky, and then the last two I have ended up watching recently, but definitely not when they first came out. The Curse of Chucky and The Cult of Chucky. Sorry, didn't mean to get into Chucky for too much here, but that's tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern, 360 Anything Goes. So check that out if you are able to. And coming up this Saturday, plan on having another live episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, talking about WWE Fastlane and AEW Saturday Collision. Thank you for tuning in to this Wednesday morning episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Once again, hope to be back tonight for a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, talking all about tonight's Dynamite. And we'll be back tomorrow morning for the Thursday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Hope everyone has had an amazing morning so far. Hope everyone enjoys AEW Dynamite tonight. And until I talk to you tomorrow morning, have a great pro wrestling day.